period that we don't know if we're live or not. So I'm just going to give it a few moments. Hello, Facebook, if you're already there. I keep refreshing my page to see if it's worked. And we are live, woohoo! Okay, I'm going to close this window and I'm going to start. I'm going to hit the record button to see if it's going to work. Make sure I put my phone down so we don't have an echo. All right, so we're going to hit record. Hi, beautiful ladies. I've got the amazing Trisha Tipperpart, who is a really good friend of mine and also one of my amazing, beautiful clients. I feel so honored to be able to call her both. So Trish is somebody who I've known for quite a few years now, and she's an amazing, amazing, amazing human being inside and out. She is an empowerment coach, and that's just one thing that she does. She does so many other amazing things. So I'm so excited to introduce you guys to her. Trish, my love, do you want to share a little bit about yourself?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So my name's Trish. I'm a life and empowerment coach. I help female entrepreneurs with their confidence, bust through their limiting beliefs and their comfort zones, ultimately so they can create more impact in the world. That's what I love.
Yes, 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 yes. That work is so important. So important. If you guys are watching live, comment down below. I've got Facebook here so I can see that you guys are on here. If you have any questions for Trish, then please make sure you put it down below as well. I'm so excited to have her here. So the first question that I have for Trish is, how would you describe Nina, me, as a person, and what is it like to work with me?
Hold on to your socks. That's what I would say. Nina is a powerhouse. Oh my God, this is literally how I describe her to everyone. Nina is just a full force to be reckoned with, but she has this really beautiful, heart-centered, soulful way of working as well. So when she calls herself a conscious sales coach, like that's what the conscious part is for me. She's incredibly intuitive, but she is on the ball. Like, she knows her stuff. She will not let you get away with stuff. She's very efficient, just powerhouse. Yeah.
Oh, I love you. I always find that during these interviews, I can't stop smiling and my cheeks hurt. And I'm just like, oh, I just keep smiling while I'm listening to you guys. It's so beautiful. Okay, and so tell the ladies about your results in your business prior to working with me. And Trisha's worked with me a couple of times now. So let's go back to the very, very, very start. What were your results before working with me the first time?
So the first time that I worked with Nina, I was not actually coaching. I wasn't a paid coach. I had volunteer coached, so unpaid. But in terms of, I guess, results in my business, I didn't have any because I wasn't a paid coach yet.
Amazing. And so tell us about your results since then.
Okay, so Nina was really the one to nurture me and launch me into the coaching stratosphere, I guess. I had made the declaration before working with Nina, and then just like magic, she appeared. And yeah, after working with Nina, you know, her promise was 90 days or less to be a paid coach, and that's exactly what happened. So within 3 months of working with her, I had 2 amazing, beautiful paid clients.
Pretty sure it was 3.
2.
It all happened within like 2 or 3 days.
No, it was 2 months. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Maybe I'm mixing up the first time and second time. And so this time around, you've also gotten some more paying clients.
Yes. So this time around, I raised my prices and got a new client who is, for me, just another amazing soul connection at my new price. So really proud of that.
Yay! And so how are you feeling now, actually embodying and stepping into becoming a paid coach? How does that make you feel now that it's coming to fruition?
Whoa, it's been quite a journey. I feel good, and I'm now stepping into the role of really being able to mentor other people. So I feel like I've sort of come full circle, and I'm on the other side of the mirror, I guess. So yeah, I feel great. I feel on purpose. I definitely feel like I'm doing something that I love to do and that uses my skills. So yeah.
I love that. And so let's rewind to before you started working with me. Why did you decide to work with me?
It wasn't an easy yes. And I know you'll remember this too. I had a lot of resistance around this decision. I think in the end, it was a lot of alignment. Like, I had made a declaration to myself that I was going to be a coach and go into that world. And I think it was only maybe like 1 or 2 weeks later, we were chatting and you actually called me and said, hey, I want to talk to you about something. And you presented a very attractive offer to me. And I still had a lot of resistance around saying yes. But I think in the end, it was like, you said you wanted this. Here is an opportunity. Are you going to take it? It's literally right at your doorstep. Yeah. So it was mostly that. I was like, look, this is an amazing opportunity. We've worked out the friendship stuff. I feel like this is a good start.
Yes, I love that. And so that ties into the next question. What were some of your fears and concerns prior to working with me, and how have they been met now?
Yes, good question. I had a lot of concerns and resistance beforehand. One of the big ones for me was our friendship. So I really didn't want to do anything to jeopardize that. And so I'm really grateful that you knew exactly how to have a conversation around the boundaries with that. And it's been a huge lesson for our friendship to really manage that as well. So, you know, we now have a way of communicating that really works for us. So the friendship was a big thing. What else? Price, of course. Like, I hadn't budgeted for this, so I didn't just have the money there. So I did do a payment plan. And yeah, that was probably, another time in my life, probably the third time in my life where I've had to make a pretty big commitment investment wise. So that was quite a big hurdle to overcome. Those were the main things. And of course, I call myself a commitment phobe, but I was not sure. I was like 3 months with one person. Like, I don't know if I could, is this right for me? Like, is she going to be the right person? I think there was a lot of that, which comes up a lot in my life. Like, is this right? You know, am I making the right decision? Like that perfectionist mind. And so I love that when we did start working together, a lot of it was really breaking that down and just being like, okay, well, you're not going to know until you start. So let's just start and we can course correct as we go.
I love that. What I'm hearing as well is you really trusted yourself. Like, I think people have this perception that there's not going to be any fears, there's not going to be any concerns. So how would you say you moved through that?
You were massive, like you were a huge part of this. So you really had me step up as well. And something I forgot to mention just then is there was a lot of borrowed belief as well. So you really believed in me and I really felt that, like I really got it. You know, you really saw who I was and who I could be. And that was a huge part of me being able to step forward and say yes. And like, okay, I'm scared, but she's got me. Okay, let's do this. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. That makes me so happy. Something I say to everyone, like, I'm on so many calls with people, and when I do decide to work with someone, and there's always an element of, oh, can I really do this? Does she really believe in me, regardless of who we're working with? And I love what Les Brown says, borrow my belief in you until your beliefs takes over. And that's exactly what we do as coaches. We just believe a little bit more of what's possible for someone compared to where they're currently at. So I love that so much. And as a coach, that's exactly what you do as well. So would you say that Nina's conscious sales method works?
Absolutely. Yeah, I guess I've tried it. Well, no, I've tried it quite a few times, but I guess over the course of my coaching business, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very simple. You know, when you get it, you're like, oh, this makes total sense.
I love that. I love that so much. Because, Trish had worked with me originally and she got a few paying clients. And then she worked with another coach over a period of a year. And then she's like, Nina, I need more clients. I don't have any more clients since we stopped working together. And then she started working with me again. And then she got a new client at a current price point. And now we're just doing maintenance together to keep her accountable. As you guys know, sales is a muscle. Trish said to me, oh, I feel so rusty. I haven't done it in a year. I'm like, so do I. If I don't do sales for a year, I feel rusty as well. And so I'm absolutely loving the dedication and the commitment that you have now. And yes, I make things super simple. Everyone overcomplicates sales. It can be super, super, super simple. So I love that. You've also seen, obviously, the growth and the progression of my business, and something that you have access to now that you didn't necessarily have access to before is a community of other amazing, ambitious, driven female coaches who are the clients that I'm working with. So to give other people some context, everyone who works with me, we get together every single week, twice a week. It's completely optional, but it's there and it's available. And it's such an amazing group of women. And so, Trish, in your opinion, what has it been like for you? What has the experience been like for you? And what's been the benefit of being part of that community?
Whew, the biggest word is value. Like, it's actually so much value for what I get. And maybe to give people some context, part of the reason that I also took on working with Nina again was because I saw the gap in my business and my own development as a coach, as a business owner. And so the biggest gap for me was sales. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to hire a sales coach. That's where I need the support. Through that process, I started to see the value of the community. So the group coaching program that you have. And wow, proximity is power. Like, I'm a massive believer in this. You know, things are by design, things happen by osmosis, things fall into alignment. It really is the average of who you are around. So for me, I'm going to put myself in a circle of incredibly high vibe, successful women to, we raise each other up. I love this. Like, it's all about raising each other up. So I don't have to do it alone. And I think as coaches, often we are doing it alone and we have that feeling of isolation and I have to figure it all out on my own. And you actually don't. So that's what the group brings to me. It's that collective energy and power and love and support. But also the value, the trainings within it. The Q&A is amazing. I can bring my questions, I can listen in on other people's questions, so I learn at the same time. So even though we are doing maintenance and our sessions are way more spaced out than they were, I still have that level of support. I still have accountability.
Yeah, I love that. And you went live in our group the other day and you asked a question, and something that I want to share with you guys, because those people who aren't in that group don't understand this, but it's an incredibly safe, vulnerable space where everything we share is confidential. But Trish was asking some advice around her business and specifically working with one of her clients. And there was something that she was wanting some support in, and you went live and you asked the girls your opinion. And so how has that been for you, being able to have women that you can seek advice from and not necessarily just me?
It's actually something that I've been wanting to create myself for a long time. I just don't have the time for it right now. But it was amazing because that was, I really was at a point where I needed some extra support. I really needed to bounce that off someone else. And, absolutely, I have, my coach as one-on-one. I have friends that I can talk to, but it's not the same. Like when you ask a whole group of women who are all incredible coaches, then you start to see what everyone is saying as a collective. Like, you start to see the patterns of what everyone's saying. So it kind of helps you. It's not just one person's advice or opinion. It's like, oh, okay, great. I have the power of the whole group. They're all saying this, or some people are saying this, some people are saying that, and giving me options. It's just a stronger, I don't know if that makes sense. It's a stronger way of getting some advice.
I believe that sometimes we can hear something 10,000 times and it's the 10,001th time that it really lands and it really hits. And I also want to premise the fact that I don't believe in learning sales from somebody who is shit at sales. So I'm also keeping an eye on the feedback. I'm also looking at, okay, if this isn't empowering, how can I shift that around? Because I'm a big believer in, I'm not the only teacher. I'm a big believer in let's share in the limelight. Let's share in shining our light. I'm not here to shine on my own. And so I give the girls an opportunity to teach as well in this group that we have. And being able to just observe and hold that space of looking at, okay, what advice are people giving and where can I maybe call a few things out if it needs to be called out, but also giving people the opportunity to teach, I think is incredibly powerful, especially because I'm not going to be able to reply necessarily as fast as some of the other girls who are available at that moment. So I'm so glad that they were able to also support Trish in that challenge that she was having and not necessarily having to wait for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing I feel is really important to touch on is, we know as coaches, when we share authentically what's really going on for us, sure as hell, someone else is going to relate somehow. And so it gives them permission to be able to open up as well. And if I get that question answered for me, it's probably getting answered for a few other people too. So it's adds to the community, it adds to all of it.
I love that. I got really clear the other day that the girls in the group are so open and they're so vulnerable. There's no ego. There's no having to think that they need to be perfect. There's no, I'm going to show up and think that I know everything. Like, the girls are so willing to come to the table and tell me what their challenges are, share with the group, know that it's a safe space, and it just encourages everyone to keep shining. So yeah, I just love it. I love catching up with all the girls.
And there's such a wisdom in our group, we seriously, wow. Some power.
Yeah. We've got life coaches, we've got health coaches, we have healers, we have business coaches, we have branding coaches. Just incredible group of amazing women. So Trish, you are someone who has invested so much of your time, your energy, your resources, money into personal and professional development. Like, you're very much like me. We love networking, we love getting out, we love going to events, we love doing courses and programs and meeting amazing high-vibing people. So I would love to hear from your opinion. What would you say makes working with me, my program, my courses different to working with others that you've invested in and that you've done?
You're very good at what you do. So there's a really amazing niche that you've carved out. So I know that when I'm working with you and when I come to you, it's for something very specific. And when I've invested in other things before, often they've been either group programs or, like 6-day seminars. So the one-on-one attention is not, it's very different when you have a one-on-one relationship with someone. I would say that's probably one of the biggest things that's been so amazing working with you. It's been that one-on-one, but also more specifically, like, it's the knowledge that you have around your niche is quite unique.
I love that. And what about the actual content? Because I know that you've done other coaching programs before. I know that you've learned a lot about coaching and that you've done Landmark. You've invested literally in so many different programs and courses. And so how is my content different to other people's content?
In some ways, a lot of people are teaching very similar things. It's just packaged up differently, or it might be a slightly different angle, or someone's telling a different story, but it's the same outcome. I think one of the biggest differences is your intuition and your sort of soulful spiritual side almost. So anyone can teach branding, but it's who is the person behind what's being taught. So anyone can teach a group coaching program to, take you from 0 to 6 figures. But I guess your difference is you are very soulful, and that's what I love about you. I know that it's not just a very rigid, like step 1, step 2, step 3. Like, you also are very good at, like, sensing, picking up on things, reading between the lines. So there's just that little extra, I don't know. Does that, yeah. I do know.
Yeah. You do know, you do know. You touched on this as well, but I'd love to just ask a more specific question. So what would you say is the difference in the accountability and the support working with me and working with the girls in my group program, in my Conscious Sales Mastery? How has that been different with regard to accountability and support compared to other professional and personal development that you've invested in?
I definitely felt like there was more of a fire, like as in, oh my gosh, I'm going to get in trouble if I don't get this done. I really felt more of, what's the word? Like more of a drive or a motivation to like do my homework and get it done. Yeah, you know, like I was saying before, you know, Nina's a powerhouse. Like, one, you don't want to be on the wrong side of her. But two, you know, of course, like she has this beautiful, soulful, nurturing side as well. So even though I say, you know, I was very driven by not wanting to like get in trouble, I also knew that if I was really having a rough day, that I could come and that would be okay.
I love that. It's so funny because when I first start working with my clients, obviously there's a high level of action that happens, but we go in phases, right? Like we go up and we go down, we go up and we go down. And the first time I talk to a client, especially if I'm working with them one-on-one and they haven't done the work, they're like, Nina, please don't kill me. I haven't done it. I'm like, it's all good. Like, I thought you were going to like be so angry with me. I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's all good. But I think that naturally we have a desire to want to please our coach. We have a desire to want to do the work and be like, tick, I'm accomplished. I did the homework. And so it does also innately come from a desire to want to please and a desire to want to make the people who we're learning from proud. But I want to let you guys know I don't beat you guys up. I'm not like, I think there's a perception that people are like, oh, Nina's going to kill me. I might kick you guys up the arse if I feel like you're procrastinating for too long, but you know, 1 week is fine.
As well, what it is it's actually around integrity too, because you have such a high level of integrity. For someone that hasn't done Landmark before, it really is astounding to me because you haven't had the same training through Landmark, but your integrity is second to none. And so I think it's also from that angle as well that you are raising the bar for us. And so we are wanting to raise ourselves up to that as well. You know, we're wanting to make sure that we do the homework. Yeah.
I love that, Trich. Thank you so much. It is a very high value of mine. I'm always talking about integrity. And it really, a lot of it came from me being in real estate. But yeah, I think that's where it comes from. It's like, don't tell me you're going to do something if you don't intend on doing it. Like, just tell me you're not going to do it rather than pretending you're going to do it and then not do it. So yeah, I do completely agree with you there. So I'd love to know overall, what would you say has been the biggest benefit of working with me?
Oh, there's so many.
You can mention more than one if you like.
Well, I mean, look, you were the catalyst for me to really go into coaching properly. So I absolutely take my hat off to you and owe you a big thank you for that. Biggest value, oh, man, so much. Like a lot of what I learned through us coaching together is what I also take my clients through, you know, so and I love that that's what you do as well. What you learn from your coach and mentors, you teach us. You know, what we're doing is it's that ripple effect, right? It's that trickling down. It's how can I support the people around me? And it's not for me to hold on to that knowledge. You know, that's actually why I went into coaching, because I was like, oh my gosh, I've done all this amazing training and growth. The next step for me is actually to impart this on other people and empower them. What is the point of me holding on to this wisdom, you know?
I love that. I love that so much. So much.
Yeah.
I love how we're all teachers and all students at the same time. And so I know I've asked you this question before, but you've grown a lot as well since the first time we worked together. So when we look at before you first started working with me to where you are now, it's been about a year and a year. Has it been about a year since you first started working with me?
Almost a year.
Sorry?
About a year.
About a year. So let's just say a year for easy math's sake. Let's say you didn't work with me how long do you think it realistically would have gotten for you to be where you are now in your coaching business with the number of paying clients that you've had if you didn't work with me?
Ooh, it's a scary thought. You know what? I don't know. Like, it definitely would have taken me a lot longer. Like if I was trying to figure this out on my own, which I absolutely thought I was going to do. I don't know. I don't even know if I would still be coaching right now. I don't know if I would have even made it into coaching. And I actually, like, I remember the moment that we spoke about this and exactly where I was, because it was a huge catalyst for a lot of stuff in my life. It wasn't just that I said yes to you. It set off a chain reaction of all these other things that I had been wanting, all these other things that I had been manifesting. And I think this is one of those beautiful things about coaching, when you realize, like, when you say yes to one thing and you take that fear away and you really step forward, it opens up this whole world. As I said, it's a chain reaction. The universe starts to like listen and notice and go, okay, cool, she's ready. Let's give her more. What else?
I love that so much. And I always say people are investing in themselves through you, through the coach. I know that when people are investing, it's investing in themselves through me. And I just know that I can really support them in getting where they want to go. But really, it's an investment in yourself and it's backing yourself. So I love that so much. But just to put a figure on it, let's just say it, like if you're in your mind, you're like, oh, it definitely would have taken 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. How long do you think, if you went at the same trajectory that you were going in before you worked with me?
Probably at least 6 months, probably 6 to 12 months, because I love to procrastinate. So yeah.
I also love that you shared, you thought you were going to do it yourself. I think as startup entrepreneurs, we want to bootstrap. We want to get everything for free. I can learn this amazing stuff and I don't need to pay for it. I can do it all for free. But the thing is, there's so much content out there. So then how do you piece it all together? How do you know what to prioritize? How do you know what order to put it in? How do you know what's more important? How do you know what's going to bring in the money? How do you know what's a distraction? And so really getting that support and focusing, and something that Trish and I have spoken about so much, is so powerful when you can get laser focus, and that's when the results come.
Yeah. And actually, back on your note about value and what's been one of the biggest values of working with you, the fast-tracked version. Like, what I love about you is not only do you really share what you learn from other coaches, you know, what you invest, which is tenfold what we invest, you really pass that down to us, but also you're giving us the fast-tracked version, which is what happened for me when we first started working together. So yes, if I had to try and figure that out on my own, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I would have got all those steps into line. You know, there was a whole process that you took me through. So even though it's super simple, like, to get to that point has been what you've been coaching for over 8 years. You know, so yeah, that's the value, fast tracking it. Same with any coach, you get to fast track your results and your growth and development.
I love that so much. Okay, so lastly, what would you say to someone who is in resonance with me? They've maybe been watching me, they've maybe come to my trainings, and they just literally are just sitting on the fence and they're just scared. What would you say to them?
What I always say to people, which is just do it. It's the title of my chapter, just do it. There are no wrong decisions in life. Like, just do it. And also, I guess, if you know, we've learned anything from this incredible year 2020, wow, it is, why are you waiting? Like, just do the thing that you want to do. Nobody knows what tomorrow is going to hold. Oh my goodness, like, this year has definitely taught us that, right? So I would say lean into the fear. Like, I totally get it. I was there. Like, really, I was there. I really get it. I said no to Nina a couple of times, just so everybody is very clear. Yeah, Nina did present me the offer of working with her way before I said yes. And it wasn't the right time for me. It didn't feel right. And then when it really came to the crunch, yeah, I had to lean in. I had to borrow her belief in me, and I had to trust that that calling, that feeling that was coming from deep inside me was like guiding me to this point. So I would say trust yourself. Don't give in to the fear. Instead, lean into it. And just chat to Nina. Like she's really good at this. Honestly, if you're not the right fit to work with her, she won't even go there. I think that's the biggest thing. Like you can actually trust her. If she knows that she can serve you, then that's all you kind of need to know. Just go along for the ride.
I love that. It's so true. I will tell you if I don't think it's a match. I will literally tell you. I won't even go into an offer. We're like, amazing. Go do this. Do you need a referral? Is there someone else you think will help you? I can direct you to someone if you like. Like, honestly, I will tell you. So I love that. Is there anything else that you want to share, my love, before we sign off?
No, just thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to come and chat. It's been really fun. And thank you for being the catalyst for me to kickstart so many things. And I think as well, you know, if I look again back at the ripple effect, like I'm grateful for my clients, and I'm sure that they would be grateful for all the work that we've done, because they wouldn't be where they are without all of this having happened. So it's never just one person. It's a multitude of people that comes together for all of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Makes me so happy. All right, guys, if you have any questions for Trish, please don't hesitate, reach out. Trish is also an amazing referrer. She's referred a few clients to me already. Some of you may or may not know, but I always pay out a commission to people who give me a referral. Obviously, it needs to be a match. But Trish is also has a massive network of amazing people. If you resonate with either or both of us and we're not the one for you, we will point you in the right direction. If you're looking for essential oils or any healing devices, Trish is also your girl. So yes, please don't hesitate to reach out to Trish. Go and follow her on her page. And yeah, I can't wait to see more of you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Much love, ladies.